and welcome to another episode of Operating Podcast. Stick around to find out another great reason why gamers will finally be happy again. And welcome everybody. Hello, Mr. Sword Passion Gaming.
Yes. Mine would have been like the podcast of thrusting surprises on you to tie into the fact that we are live streaming this episode. Yes, it's a first, and I was only informed of it as we began. So be sure to head over to Silas's Trovo and give it a follow there if you want to see these recorded live.
Don't do that, it's horrible having to listen to him without editing in this setting. You can do that, of course.
I worry for what you have edited out. I feel like you might have been editing out the best bits that people would lose their shit over. You know? Just like roll on the ground laughing. I worry you cut those out.
My bar for this show is when you're in traffic with your windows down, that people wouldn't look at you that weirdly, just a tiny bit weirdly, and you continuously cross that line.
I would like to say, fuck those people that look at you weirdly. Be your weird, magnificent self. Don't let other people's judgment hold you down.
Don't say things like that. That's not good.
Why is it not good? Why? Forced conformity is a bad thing.
It's not to an extent. You don't want people like running around with like, oh, kill all the gays flags.
That's not exactly forced conformity there. That's like, hey, that's kind of hate speech.
Forced conformity the other way, which is accepting people that are different.
What?
That's what society's doing. If you say something bad, you get fucked. That's also forced conformity.
The end goal of your thing is to force conformity on another person. Like, again, to tie into like the whole abortion thing that's happening recently in the States. Like, hey, you can have your own opinion on this, subjective, about like what you do under certain circumstances or how you would handle it, which is perfectly fine and valid. But when it comes to the point where you have to enforce your beliefs onto other people, despite what they might want, then it becomes a problem. If you want to do it, fine. Like, again, at the end of the day, I can't force everybody to be nice, especially with some nastier topics, but like, yeah, you can't exactly punish you for just like disliking a person. It's for like specifically harassing and discriminating against them that we punish you. So
I already forgot what my shit example was anyway, so don't say more things now, please. My brain is a sieve. Look how late it is already. Like, what the hell, man?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, my sleep schedule is gone to shit.
By the way,
gone.
You people...
Bye-bye.
You people... What? No, not bye-bye. Uploading podcast. Shorts. No, the whole idea why I thought we could stream these is that I had first thought, oh, what if we did like a Twitter space or something for this as an experiment? And then I thought Sword's phone is probably that shit and old that it doesn't have the newest Twitter app and can't do Twitter spaces.
That is true.
And then I was like, well, that's just the second best thing of that is like just doing a stream. And then I set all of this up and then just told Sword now.
I would like to ask, how do you expect me to do that whilst recording this on the laptop with a good mic? Because I got an iPhone, not terrible, but actually it has been dropped enough that it probably is not a good mic anymore.
Yeah, well, phones have good mics on their own if they're not using the phone network. So I would have just put my phone in front of me and then put the Twitter space on it, and that's it. There's also another thing that's called Reddit Talk, which is an in-development kind of Twitter space competitor, and I've actually signed up for it. They're like doing a contest and stuff where you could win like microphones and money and other shit, I think. But they have not messaged me back, so I probably didn't get in.
I mean,
too late anyways.
It starts rolling out more, but yeah, if you did just enter before the deadline, that does make it a bit less likely.
Don't know when the deadline is.
Well, in that case, you never know. You never know until they stop taking applications.
That's actually... Wait. Reddit Talk. live audio conversations in blah blah blah. Hosts talk between July 27th of July and 27th of October to get discovered on Reddit, blah, 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 Reddit's homepage. Have to host at least 4 talks every 30 days to get a chance to win things. So it starts on the 27th, which is not yet. I guess it's fine to apply still.
Have you not applied?
It doesn't. I have applied like 2 days ago. And it does not say a deadline for it, I think.
Well,
let's see what happens.
You
and
never
I hope
know.
You can do this on a PC, like on a website or something. I hope you can do that. If they also want to do it on the app, I will.
But that is so dumb for like content creators. It's so much better to do stuff from a computer. It's like why I hated at first, like so many features on TikTok being locked away to only the mobile site and not the website. Because, like, yeah, it's so much easier from, like, a production standpoint and not just being a random user putting stuff out to, make it all on the bloody laptop or your computer.
No.
The editing is just so much easier.
Yeah. There's this app from Ireland, I believe. Is it from Ireland? Which is called Lemur. It's like a social media app for audio clips. So basically everything is a sound file, like every post is sound and every reply is also sound. And that would be cool for podcasting things. The point is, though, they don't have a website that is in development. And on the phone, you cannot check, you cannot upload ready-made clips. And I'm not going to sit here, make a fucking clip, play it out of my speakers or something and hold my phone against the speakers to record that. That's dumb.
Again, these apps that desire content make it friendly for content producers, not just your average everyday user. Because again, they can make stuff and pop off and transition into being a full-blown content creator, but it's like the stuff that is best for content production is so rarely gatekeeped to be on the phone only, and it's infuriating, really. Also, tying this into my rambling topic a bit. I have another I'm going to ask, but anyhow, yeah, we were just talking before we started recording about various streaming sites and all the problems on Twitch, and every single problem Silas had pointed out to me, YouTube is making an effort to improve and iterate upon. Integrated polls, pin messages. Recently a very good integration for they're rolling that out for putting in ads on the live streams now, where it's you can just press a button and okay, we're gonna put an ad in here. And it's I feel a sneeze coming on, I think. Anywho, stream I like watching pretty regularly, goes for about 4 hours ago, has the start, a break 2 hours in, and then the end. And that's perfect intervals for that. Putting in ads at the beginning, middle, and end there. Just having that option is fantastic. Whereas on Twitch's part, it's okay, instead of letting you put this ad on in the break or something when you're in the bathroom, we're just gonna throw one on you every such amount of time. You could be fighting the final boss of the game, in a Dark Souls game. Ain't no pause in there. You could end up defeating them and claiming victory, and everyone else is listening to a Burger King ad. Yeah. They've made some progress with that mini window of a chat now, where it's okay, you can still see some of what's happening, but you can't also hear your VTuber or whatever streamer slightly muted, toned down to be less than the advertisement. So if something really important happening, it's just now you only get the image, but if they beat the boss and are static, you ain't hearing that. And it sucks. And I really think if this trend continues, YouTube will just kind of beat and kill off Twitch. I think that's just going to happen between it actually iterating and making improvements that people have been asking of Twitch, and also Twitch's TOS, they've been like ridiculously stringent about things to the point where it's like people are generally getting turned off. Again, well, not on Twitch right now. So like using the word cracker or simp and that getting you banned is like maddening. That's just pure madness there, And not even like using it against someone, but just like describing an incident where someone called someone cracker and then got banned from Twitch, and then you getting banned for referencing that event. It's like, what? This is going a little while back, but it's like, it is the direction Twitch is going in terms of the TOS, and
You've actually reminded me of a person that I like watching, Mr. Lyndon SG. Small, kind of used to be Twitch affiliate. Used to be on Mixer back when it was still called Beam, even, I think. That's why I even know him, because he's like one of the first people that I looked at on Beam. And then on Mixer, I used to watch him almost every day for a long time. Yeah, He's from Canada. He is, I'm going to say, an old fuck. But I like his streams. I like his streams. He can say some good things. He has, I don't know, between like 10 and 30 viewers. Just looking at his stats, usually 10 to 30 viewers. A bit more
on YouTube
sometimes
now?
on Twitch. And what does that mean? What does it mean?
The site is on, on
Twitch. He streams on YouTube too, but he used to be a Twitch affiliate. And he's, I don't know what you call that, like, told Twitch to fuck off because he did not like the terms of it. He was like, he said specifically he does not like the exclusivity agreement of being an affiliate. And also he thinks that the 50% cut is too much, especially once the other cuts come in from like payment processes and stuff. I think 50%
is too much, and I completely forgot about that exclusivity thing. That is utter BS.
That is garbage. Yeah, now he's doing subscriptions through Streamloots, where he gets to keep more than 50%. And I think, of course, Streamloots provide less service. They don't have all the costs associated of like video streaming and live stuff, which is really expensive. Very, very, really expensive. Oh yeah, by the way, he also said that he's annoyed how Twitch handles ads. So he was like, well, let's not be partner anymore or affiliate anymore. So now there are no ads anymore again. Or at least less. I don't know if all of them are gone, probably. I don't know. But yeah, so some streamers think that it's literally worth to get people to sign up for a random site they potentially have never heard of. Give them the payment information so you can then get a sub there instead of just using the button on Twitch. If your platform is that shit that it makes people actively leave it for specific purposes, that's not good.
Yeah. Not to mention, I feel like a lot of the biggest streamers are like making their own websites. They still accept things from like Twitch, but it's like they're primarily checking like chats through their own independent website that like rehost off of Twitch. So they broadcast to Twitch and that gets hosted on the website, but they're checking all the chats for the people subscribed or like signed up to like this website.
The problem is 50% probably made sense at some point for Twitch when it started growing, when it wasn't bought by Amazon yet. When you still have have to rent out all your equipment and stuff. Yeah.
At some point, it really should have gone down to like 40 or 30%, on the end.
Especially then factoring in, you have to pay taxes on it, and then payment processor fees, and then payment processor fees again, and stuff like that, and currency conversion because he's in Canada, so even more stuff is lost. So in the end of the day, your $5 sub, what does he get from it? Maybe like $1.90 or something. I don't know. A lot of stuff is cut from it. A lot of stuff.
Silas, did you remember the post that thing I sent to you after I forgot about till Thursday.
Yes.
On the okay, I'll probably ask about that again next week, given we didn't do it till Thursday. So the whole fighting game thing, I assume because you didn't bring it up, we didn't get any emails. So if you want to
no
answer,
emails. No, there was
basically
one.
my question.
There was one email from an ad thing which says, "Oh, your trial has ended." The pod charts trial, the thing that was like, "Oh, you are at number 71 in Ireland." Oh man, now I don't know when we hit Ireland charts again. That's actually slightly annoying, and it's only $29 a year. So when I get a job, I'll definitely just give them my money. $29 a year, that's fine. Okay, let's...
What was I thinking? And yeah, the basic question is, would people be more willing, you specifically, would you be more willing to try fighting games if there's a mode to switch to a static input? It's the same regardless of which direction you're facing, instead of just having to rely on the default where it's like dynamic, i.e., which way you're facing directs which way you have to put in this basic input. You need to hold back to block. Well, which way's back depends if you're looking left or right, And that's been a huge hang up for me about getting into fighting games. So I want to know if other people feel the same way. So you can send an email to us about your thoughts about it, or respond to the comment. The tweet. There we are. On at Uploading Podcast. Am I correct?
At Uploading Pod.
Pod. My apologies.
I thought we would get Uploading Podcast because I just checked if that link was available. Turns out that's a too long name.
Well,
Uploading.
We work with what we can.
Yes.
Anywho, and the other thing, I think I'm gonna binge Panty and Saki, giving Panty and Stalking the anime, given the whole discourse around it and its announcement of the second season. And I'm just gonna ask you guys listening at home on the live stream or on the podcast, what do you think of the anime? Give us your thoughts. At us on Twitter and send emails into the inbox. Oh God, words failing me. Yeah, and that's the rest of my rambling points. You got anything else on your end, Silas?
So the main thing that I played on my streams, I do stream again. I'm trying to do streaming again, people. Trevor.live/SilasTV. It's pretty good. I've played a lot of things, but the main thing that I played, I guess, was Cloneur Fantasy Reverie series. I don't like that name. That's a stupid name. That's a remake of Cloneur Daughter Phantomile for the PlayStation and Cloneur 2. Lunaty's Veil for the PS2. And I've beaten Cloneur 1 Daughter Phantomile on my streams, and 2 streams in about 8.5 hours. I had no idea. If you don't know what Cloneur is, it's like people call it a 2.5D platforming game. It's kind of like a 2D Mario, but then you can choose different paths and stuff. It's pretty cool, actually. I like the gameplay of it. I had never played a Cloneur game in my life. I just knew that he existed at some point. And then when you saw the reveal trailer for it on, I think, some Nintendo Direct or something like that, like a year ago, I was like, wow, that's pretty cool. I'm very hyped about this now. I always like when some old franchise comes back, and then I hope that they'll do a good... And I think they did. I had no idea. I have no nostalgia for Cloneur whatsoever. I think sometimes people would assume that, like, oh, that's what you've played in your childhood, so obviously you like it. No idea about this ever before until I saw that announcement thing. And people were really hyped about it. Everybody in the chat of that Twitch stream, whatever it was, Nintendo Direct, whatever it was, everybody instantly was hyped. And now the game is released, and there is no advertisement for it anywhere whatsoever. So I almost missed it, but then I remembered and looked it up, and it released. And it's cool. If you like platformer games, I very much suggest it, because that's just pretty cool. It's fun. The story is pretty stupid. But the cutscenes are well made.
I was just going to ask, would you recommend it for people streaming?
Yes. don't stream it with a face cam
Ah,
for reasons that will be obvious if you keep playing it. I would talk more about the story and stuff. It's pretty basic. I don't want to spoil anything though. It's pretty emotional sometimes. First of all, because it's developed by Monkey Craft. In first emotion, funny name, Monkey Craft. But also,
I feel like that's a nickname for a sex act that I am unaware of. Monkey craft.
Monkey Craft performed by Bandai Namco. Yeah.
Something about I don't know, a girl using a honor hole on you or something. I don't know. That's a bit of a stretch.
Monkey Craft. When you do it like the monkeys.
No, that would just be monkey style.
Yes, but okay, I don't know. Shut up. They use the original PlayStation recordings of like the voice lines of Klonoa, and at first I didn't like it, but because they sound like muffled and stupid because of the insane compression methods they used back then, and it sounds kind of crap, but I don't think that's that bad because everything else is remade and it looks really awesome. The cutscenes look really nice and the animations are also really nice. I was very surprised how much, like, emotional stuff you can put into it. I mean, emotional stuff in terms of you can just know if he's happy or sad or angry or anything just by listening to him talk, which I think is weird because he speaks some fucking like alien language. Like they don't use actual words. It's like not gibberish either because you can recognize like, oh, when something is mentioned and the thing gets mentioned again, you'll recognize that word again. But it's not gibberish, but it's not English or anything either. So yeah, I was surprised to actually understand what his feelings were in the cutscenes. Don't skip them. Do not skip the cutscenes. Some boss fights suck.
Yeah, I've never skipped cutscenes before. Like, at least not until after the first viewing, like a boss, and I have to witness the cutscene again. I don't know who does that.
Yeah, then
what's the point?
skip it. Then skip it, obviously, but not at the first time. There were some levels where maybe I sucked too much, but I eventually just looked up how to beat it because I just got stuck on some levels. And on my Twitter, you can see this clip where I wrote like, oh, when you finally stop overthinking, some parts are simpler than you think they would be. That's a big chunk of this game. And I guess my main takeaway of the gameplay there is that it kind of reminds me of a Kirby game where it's not very hard, but it's hard to actually get good at it. You can clearly play it easily. You could give it to a child and the kid will have fun until the kid sees the cutscenes. Don't give this to a kid. Don't give this to a kid. You can, but don't give this to a kid.
No, I think you should. Like, at that point in the game, I've seen some spoilers as well. Like, yeah, some stuff should have a bit of a harder edge, you know?
Maybe.
I don't think you should force a kid to sit down and watch, like, Evil Dead if they don't want to watch it, but, like, I feel like this is appropriate for children to see, you know, even if it will make them a bit sad.
Yes.
You know?
Sadness will potentially happen. If your kid can handle watching like the Mr. Bean episode where Mr. Bean's tiny little car gets run over with a tank, if you could watch that, then you could also play this game. That's like the amount of sadness. In the chat while we played this, when we beat the game, somebody wrote like, "Oh fuck, I didn't expect anime levels of sad in this," and I was like, "That's an insane description, but it makes total sense." Yeah, I recommend it. I think the price, I think it's $49.99 in the EU on Steam and on German Steam, which is a bit high. But because everything is like remade in Unity and it looks, it doesn't look revolutionary, but it looks nice. And if never,
does a good job as a remake.
Yeah, I think it's a good remake. I think it's a remake of mostly good games. I've not played the second one yet, but definitely I highly recommend
will say
the first
a thing
one.
I heard is like they commit to this thing we're avoiding spoiling. They commit to it. Like in none of the sequels they get washed away, you know? It is actually like a firm point that's been committed to, and I like that, you know? That's pretty neat.
Have you played it? You have not played it.
No, I have seen a review for it online.
Okay.
I believe Night Paradox CH on YouTube. Very good. A very good review about it. Check it out.
This is one of the rare cases where I actually signed into my ancient Metacritic account and actually wrote a fucking review for it as a user review.
Damn.
And if that happens, either a game is really garbage or I actually like it a lot. I forgot what I gave it though. Let's look at that again. I gave it 9 out of 10. And user average score is 8.8, so it can't be that bad. I think the price is $39.99 in the US dollars. I'm not sure about that though. It's a bit high price, but it's fine because you get multiple games fully remade and it looks good. Now we're going to move on to something else. Well, play fucking Klonoa. I forgot to say that. Play it, buy it, so fucking Bandai makes a new game. Fucking Bandai Namco. They
never make good things. I hate how like everything has to make like all of the money now, as opposed to a decent profit
with no advertisement whatsoever.
Oh yeah, that
sucks too. I don't get how that works.
So dumb. That's so dumb.
Yeah,
that's so dumb.
I don't get this, especially because back in 2009. I don't know if you know about this yet, but back in 2009, guess what they did? They released remakes of the Klonoa games on the fucking Wii, and nobody bought it. And then ever since then...
because they did no advertisements.
Well, I don't know that, but presumably, and nothing happened until this remake, so please just buy it. It's a great game. If you like platformers, 2D platformers, just fucking buy it. It's actually good. Okay. I will buy this one for Sod as well. I'll have to buy Sonic Origins, Sonic Colors, and Klonoa Phantom Reverie series for Sod so you can play it.
I will have to send you my username on Xbox then, so you can buy it there.
Bitch. Can you gift things? On Steam I can just press buy as a gift and then enter like a name or something? Is that a thing on Xbox?
It is. That is indeed a thing you can buy as a gift. It's the only one you can buy as a gift, surprisingly. Like, PlayStation and, the Switch don't have it, and it's a real shame. Don't worry, dearies, we'll be right back.
Hey there, podcast listeners. This is Ben.
And this is Alex.
And we have a podcast called That Gaming Podcast, where we share our opinions about the PlayStation and Nintendo games we're playing right now.
That's right. We know your time is limited, so we keep our episodes short at around 30 minutes. That way, you get all the facts you need in the time you have.
So find That Gaming Podcast on your favorite podcast player.
A moment of silence.
Isn't that a song?
I was literally about to stop
speaking.
speaking.
Is that a song? Moment of silence. Song.
Topic number 1.
Moments of silence. There is a song. Okay.
One more time. Moment of silence. Do not
relook by the
up
way,
the song.
Days of the year. It's World Snake Day. Completely forgot.
Neat. XCOM has some pretty sexy snake ladies in it. Would indeed boink. Joke about your Johnson. Okay, I think we've got the condensed version of everything I have to say about World Snake Day.
Yes. No, just
legitimately, I'm disappointed they're not more popular. You know, not more art is made of them. Oh well.
Just Fuck days of the year now. Fuck days. We'll do them at the end. We'll do them at the end, guys.
Well, we've already done Snake Day, but
Well, yeah,
God
but the other ones, there's more that are funny.
yeah, I'm just getting distracted now about how hot those stickers are. Anyhow,
Oh my god.
moment of silence. Silas.
Is that a song? I feel like that's a song.
Oh god, the sad part is it would be hard to tell if you're joking or not. We're both that fucked in the head with ADHD.
It is.
Topic number 1. NVIDIA slashes prices of GeoForce RTX 30 Ampere graphics cards. Without much fanfare, NVIDIA slashed the prices of the GeoForce RTX 30 series graphic cards this week. Depending on the exact model, Ampere graphic boards are now $100 to $500 cheaper than they were just days ago. It is believed that NVIDIA is lowering the prices to reduce the inventory of its current generation product ahead of the imminent launch of the next generation of GeoForce RTX 40 series. Ada Lovelace GPUs? Okay. Sure. Why not? Lovelace. That's gotta be a porn reference
Don't
somewhere
make fun
there.
of the name.
Why?
It's named after this famous woman who like invented part of computers, like this mathematician person.
Okay, that doesn't mean she can't be a sexual being, and also the name Lovelace.
Oh my god.
I'm sorry. It's just too good. I cannot resist mocking it. But still, amazing work on our part. Thank you very much for your efforts.
She was the
Now-
first to recognize that the machine had applications beyond pure calculations and made like algorithms. That's what it says.
Neat.
Apparently, she's regarded as the first ever computer programmer by some people. That's kind of
That's rad.
that's kind
amazing
of
work.
kind of a what do you call that? What did you call that? People are not sure that's true. There's like discussions about that every.
I
few
imagine
seconds.
there would be debates
But,
about that,
yeah.
given how like murky information was back then. But like, still,
Very
regardless,
important work.
yeah, important regardless. Thank you very much, Ada Lovelace. I hope you're getting boinked exactly as much as you wanted to, however much that was. Now, where was we? Where were we?
At the point where it's at Lovelace.
Where is this?
Um,
Oh, there we are. It was that part highlighted in blue that I was skipping over. The new MSRP, market sale, blah, 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 of higher-end GeForce RTX 3090, Ti 3090, 3080, Ti 30, blah, 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 blah. No, the gigabytes would be different for each one. They just copy and paste the last one in. That's inaccurate for them as all. Okay. Graphics cards indicate that NVIDIA wants to sell them off first before it launches its new GeForce RTX 40 series products later this year. This is logical, as enthusiastic buyers do not tend to buy previous generation projects. The fact that NVIDIA has not semi-officially cut prices on products that sit below RTX 3080 Gigabyte may show that the first Ada Lovelace board will address premium market segments with graphics boards that cost below $790 and above, but is of course our speculation. Okay, I believe that's all of that. I have to get to the bank and try and get a loan soon.
There's a lot of info on the actual article. And by the way, what Sod said, there's the copy and paste at 12 gigabytes or whatever. What is your complaint with that? Why?
Because I've been specifically looking up all the different types. They have specific gigabytes towards them. If they just refer to, like, RTX 3090, Ti, 3090, and all that, it's fine. But, like, specifically the 12 gigabyte refers only to the base 3080.
No, there's a 3080 12 gig and a 3080 10 gig. And the 10 gig is not getting the price cut.
Why?
Because that already costs $699. That's what they are saying.
Yeah.
Yes, that's what they are saying. They are saying that they think the new cards will cost $799 and above. So I think it makes sense that they will cut the
I'm
cost of
saying-
the higher ones to get rid of them
I'm saying
now.
no cut price on the 10 gigabyte one is weird. It's just kind of weird, you know? Not even like massive, but like, okay, this is $30 less now. Not even that. Weird.
Well, the good news though is that the 3090 instead of 2,000 is 1,500 now. That's the biggest price cut. The 3090 1,500 to 1,300, and the 1080 Ti down from 1,200 to 1,100. Yes. So it is $100, $200, and $500 difference. If you want to buy a graphics card now, I guess you can do it better because used cards are all there. New cards are getting a price cut. Obviously, the manufacturers that actually make the cards can still set a different price because this is only the RRP that NVIDIA recommend, which always is kind of a suggestion to the manufacturers. They can set it whatever they want, but this is a good thing. And I hope that a lot of gamers will be more happy now.
How much was the 3090 Ti again? Now the new price cut?
The new price is $1,499.
That would be less than yours by a significant amount. I need to get to the bank next week and try and get a loan. Like, this is prime time to try and, like, finally get an upgrade to something that is stable enough. So if I try and put a note to make a clip later, the audio doesn't start cutting from the stream. Just the game audio, but still.
We're going to have to see how this pans out in Europe because there's this comment on the Thomas Hardware article where it says, in the US, here in Europe, we are still screwed. I guess technically they could have different MSRPs or different RRPs for different regions, which they probably have. But yeah,
Europe gets screwed
we've
so
seen
regularly
this
for
with
some
many
reason.
things. We've seen this with many things where like the American console is like $399, and where it should cost like 350 or something in euros, but they still make it 399 euros, so they get more money, which is a scam.
It's such a fucking scam that I'm so fucking sick of the European Union not cracking down on this shit.
I mean, they can't do anything. That's what a free market is. But again, we like communism.
They could tax the companies more, you know, or have an additional like tax on the company for like excess charging of the European Union by keeping the prices numerically the same despite the exchange rate between like regions they charge lower amounts in.
Yeah.
I mean,
maybe you could become the politician. Maybe you become a politician and do that, you fuck.
I mean, I need to figure out how to run in my local office first, and that's hard to look up.
Let's just hope that the prices get also cut here in around similar veins, because 3090 Ti, pretty good card for now still. Of course, if this happens the same way that like the 30 series worked, where they put out the 3060 and the 3060 was like hugely more powerful than even a 2080 or 20, I think they called it a Titan back then still. Yeah. Where like the entry level card was already way better and also cheaper than the highest end card of the previous generation. At that point, it's not going to matter anymore. If you bought a 3090 now, you'll be fucked. But you be fucked
I mean,
cheaply.
it depends. If you're like upgrading from like the 20 series, then
or
you're still doing
from
well.
The 10 series, yeah.
You know, you're still doing well in those circumstances, just not as well as you could be. Though, expect scalpers for the 40 series. Yay.
Maybe. Probably not, though. But we'll see. We'll see. There's so many stuffs on the market now in terms of like gaming performance parts because of mining.
And the whole crypto scene is like just collapsing, so yay.
Yeah, I don't think we had this on the story here on the podcast, but NVIDIA tried getting out of a contract with the chip manufacturers, and the manufacturer said no.
Yeah.
Because turns out NVIDIA does know when people buy their cards for mining. and they were like, well, nobody's buying the cards for mining anymore, so
Well,
we're
I mean,
fucked.
it's part of the demand, but now that like the crypto market has quite obviously crashed and has not bounced back yet, it's like, you know,
I think crash is a hard word. It's just a downturn right now a bit.
I
Or
it's a
say, like,
down
crash
it's a
and move.
downturn. It's a downturn enough to the point where the miners no longer find it profitable to
That's
continue
true,
mining,
yeah.
thus flooding the market with the used graphics cards. It's like I feel like if it's bad enough for people to massively dip out, you know, like because they'd just be losing money at that point, I feel a crash is appropriate.
I think the crash is going to happen once everybody stops mining, because if you don't know what mining is literally the transactions. Mining is literally making your transaction go through. So if nobody's left mining that cryptocurrency, you literally can't transfer your money anymore, and then it's fucked. I think at that point I would call it a hard crash.
The original point of the crypto thing was like everyone would just be passively on there. This would be running in the background of your computer, and you'd be earning like a small little
doing
bit
the
of cut
transactions
to
and
help
get paid
with
for it. Yeah.
Problem is, people built entire farming like factories
Yeah.
to thus like farm out Bitcoin. So, 1 second, I just based on my previous comments, I was just checking. There's no Rule 34 entries for Ada Lovelace.
Why would
On
there
either
be? She was like
side.
alive in the 50s.
I know, but it's Rule 34.
I don't like how your
It
mind.
exists as porno.
I don't know. I don't know how to feel about this. It's like
I was curious.
Sod learns about this woman who is like the first computer programmer ever. Obviously, you have to type in and see if there's porn. Don't do that.
Not obviously, but
Don't do that.
after I make lewd jokes and say I hope she got the point exactly as much as she wanted to, like
women
I don't know,
are
you
more
gotta
than
be checked.
holes.
Christ's sakes, guys, don't make it out like I'm sexist. Just because I'm sex positive.
Oh fuck! Okay, that's a funny joke there. That's funny. Topic number 2: Chrome OS. Fuck. It's Chrome OS now, not Chrome OS. Topics like this piss me the fuck off. Chrome OS, Google's Linux-based operating system. Fuck off, by the way. It's malware. Operating system for its Chromebook devices has been around for more than a decade, but the company has made a small but notable branding change. It's now called Chrome OS with no space in between. James Kroom, Google's senior director of marketing for Chrome OS, confirmed the change to The Verge. The change hasn't rolled out everywhere just yet. On the Chrome OS page on Google's Chromebook site, for example, Google still spells the operating system as 2 separate words. So Chrome, space, and OS. According to Kroom, the company is aware the change isn't reflected everywhere, but is working toward making it appear more consistently. So it sounds like the new Chrome OS branding will be switched over eventually.
I don't know how like a multi-million-dollar company does not orchestrate like a seamless media rollout when like a YouTuber who like announces they've gone like trans, like coming out as trans, I should say. Philosophy Tube had a seamless rollout. That was just some random mid-scale to large-scale YouTuber making sure like every like social media account they have was represented of them now. But this $1 billion company with infinite amount of resources and people to work for them just like cannot manage this.
I don't think that's the main problem here. I think the main problem is that they renamed it from Chrome Space OS to Chrome OS. Why?
I don't know.
Is that your revolutionary? That reminds me of the story we had like months ago where it was like, oh, the Google Chrome logo is different now. And it was
ever
so slightly changed.
That's the problem. It's like they need to justify their jobs, something that needs to exist and be filled at the same time. There's not the greatest design for like changes or what's an oversight, but you still need people there in case. But like, yeah, it's just like the logo. It's what it is. It's decent. There's not much iteration we can do upon this, but we still gotta do something to justify our existences other than the necessity of having someone in this position. And it's the same thing with the name.
I have an idea, maybe something that influenced them, which is, if you look at Apple, their scheme of naming their operating systems is like a word in small letters, and then immediately followed by big O, a big S, a capital O and capital S, without a space between it, except for iOS. That's for some reason is still just an I. But if you look at like iPad OS, Mac OS,
I think
TV
it's just like,
OS and Watch OS, all of those are spelled in that way without a space. Are they influenced by this? I don't know. I don't like it. I don't really care. I think this is dumb. Changing a name of an operating system retroactively is not a good idea, I think. But
it's a pointless change that just takes up everybody's time to have to realize it. Yay.
At least it's not... Well, I don't know what would have been worse if they renamed it completely from Chrome OS to, I don't know, Google Desktop or something.
I mean, that would entirely depend on what they changed it to. But at the same time, that attempt would have been far more justified, even if they failed completely. This is just worthless. Utterly worthless.
Nothing. Yeah, this is a change for literally no reason, and it doesn't change anything. Oh, God. Use Chrome OS if you want to. I don't recommend it because it's just shitty Gen 2 with shitty operating system stuff, shitty user interface stuff stuck on top of it, plus Google tracking. And I don't like it. Yay. The whole point why people would use Linux to not be using software made by giant companies that will spy on you for all of your data, completely reversed by using Chrome OS. Topic number 3, please. I'm getting annoyed.
Shitting on Joe Biden. I cannot wait. Fuck that old white cracker.
Oh no, we're getting banned on Trovo. Oh god. Except, oh wait, it's not Twitch, so it's fine. Nice.
Yep. He sucks. They keep telling us to vote, and they keep putting the shittest people up to be voted for. Why? You keep saying vote, but you keep putting up people we hate.
Does Ireland have a good voting system, or do you also suck?
Ranked choice, nice. So it's good.
Good.
Yeah, it is good, yeah.
Any voting system that has more than 2 choices is better than America.
I feel like at the end of the day, it gets to that stage, but the problem is it's like way early in the primaries, you know, as you're deciding who's going to be on the ballot for various parties and whatnot. Like, it's just like first past the post. Whoever gets the most votes wins. Like, it would be such a huge improvement to American democracy if they were to transition to ranked choice, which, for those unaware, you get basically pick who out your first winner is, but if they get knocked out,
read the topic
and it goes to your... Let me... Cyrus.
Oh,
yes.
We're getting derailed too much again. Okay.
Cyrus, this is relevant. It's the goddamn fucking US president. It's relevant. Now, your first person gets knocked out, then it goes to whoever you chose to be a second, and so on and so forth until you just stopped writing in the candidates that were available, or you land on the person who wins. It's pretty effective. Topic number 3. President Joe Biden's broadband billions are finally making their ways to real communities. On Thursdays, the Treasury Department announced that it would provide millions of dollars to build on high-speed broadband projects in 4 states. The funding is a part of the American Rescue Plan's Coronavirus Capital Projects Fund, CPF, which provides $10 billion for states and tribal governments to fund new broadband networks. The combined projects in Kansas, Maine, Maryland, and Minnesota will expand high-speed broadband to over 83,000 homes and businesses, according to Treasury Department according to a Treasury Department's Thursday press release. No, it should be the Treasury Department's Thursday's press release.
It's not an S. It says a Treasury Department Thursday press release.
Yeah, but like that's
There's
how
no
it
S.
works. Like it's you refer to the day and then the press release, but it's like the press release of the Treasury Department.
No, I think this is fine. It doesn't matter, by the way. This is not the grammar show.
Well, I will be pedantic about whatever shit I want. You will not judge me. The pandemic was many things, but one thing that was for sure was a national teaching moment of the need for accessible, strong broadband in the home that was strong enough that multiple people could both work and learn in each room. White House American Rescue Plan Director Jean Sperling, it's so close to being funny, but it's actually a respectable last name, has said in a call with reporters on Thursday. Little crack in my voice right there. The 4 states will receive varying amounts of funding for high-speed internet projects that meet or exceed 100 megabits per second in uploads and download speeds. Those speeds are dramatically faster than the Federal Communication Commission's current requirements. Yeah, there's a whole thing about Ajit Pai. There's a whole fucking history there. Fuck him. Fucking corporate chill. Like, goddamn, he tried to overturn net neutrality. Nothing he did was good. Anyhow, 25 megabits download speed and 3 megabits upload speeds. Last March, Senator Mikhail Bennett, DCA, put out a letter demanding that the FCC boost its minimum delivery speed 100 megabytes up and down. Yeah, that's a real problem. Download speeds are always so much worse than upload speeds are so much worse than download.
If they make it a symmetrical 100 megabits, I would be completely happy with that. That would be my own connection. I would use that. That's fine.
Yeah. I will say je ne sais quoi.
Of course you get faster things, but yeah.
One of the major problems is, like, broadband companies basically wrote this bill and, paid, but, like, lobbied, there we are, that's the word, when you're bribing people in, an official sense, above board, through political donations. Yeah, they basically lobbied their way through, like, various towns and cities and states as a whole. Basically a law that prevents, like, any local municipalities from developing and building their own local broadband infrastructure to serve as a competitor to any corporate entities. And that has dramatically hampered, like, broadband development throughout the United States. If Joe Biden really wanted to do something that would dramatically, like, overturn this results, it would be just signing, like, a presidential order saying this law in particular that has been lobbied for by these companies to their own benefits is null and void in every region it is passed and still currently active. Because, like, until at such point it's overturned in, like, from, like, the state level all the way down to a local town, like, they cannot build their own Wi-Fi. It's like, it's baffling. It's like, okay, companies aren't coming here to service us. Let's just build our own. Oh, wait, we can't now. It is so effing dumb and is one of the main reasons American broadband infrastructure fucking sucks. Because it's all like one company per, like, its fiefdom. It's just such bullshit.
I'm hoping so hard that what you just said is actually true. God damn it. We need to get... I can't wait for this to be a successful thing and I can hire somebody whose whole job it is to fact check anything that either of us say. You say these things where if it's wrong, it's really wrong, but if it's correct, it's fine.
Keep in mind this information could be outdated from when I've heard about it.
Yes.
It could be changed massively and it just wasn't his podcast about it, but Let's see.
Topic number 4. Microsoft could be readying Windows 12 for 2024 in a major shakeup. Microsoft is changing how it releases major versions of Windows again, and it could mean that we see Windows 12 release in 2024. Windows Central reports that Microsoft is shifting back to a 3-year release cycle for Windows, which means the next major version of Windows is now due in 2024. It's another big change to how Microsoft develops Windows. Microsoft originally moved away from its 3-year cycle with the release of Windows 10 in 2015, prioritizing the idea of Windows as a service. Instead of a big release of features every 3 years, in a new Windows release, Windows 10 was updated twice a year with big new features. For years, many Windows watchers thought Windows 10 would be the last big bang release of Windows, after a Microsoft employee described Windows 10 as the last version of Windows.
A blatant lie.
Well, maybe at that point it wasn't, and then they just changed the idea. That's fine. Alongside the next version of Windows in 2024, Microsoft still has plans to keep Windows 11 fresh in the years ahead. The software maker has been moving away from its original promise of big annual updates for Windows 11 in recent months, preferring to ship major features once they are ready. The next major update, 22H2, is currently expected to arrive in September or October, after it was finalized recently by Microsoft. Microsoft has reportedly scrapped plans for a similar big 23H2 update. In 2023, Microsoft has reportedly scrapped plans for a similar big 23H2 update in 2023, and will now prioritize rolling out features throughout 2023 instead. This lines up more closely with Microsoft's recent changes to its Windows Insider program, with more experiments and prototype features being tested wildly. Widely, not wildly, widely. That's different words. I don't know how to feel about this. They had this before. They had 3-year releases, or a release every 3 years before. I thought it was stupid. I still think it is stupid.
I worry about just losing data, updating the OS like that so massively, as opposed to just a performance update. That's worrying me.
So, as all of you listeners will know, that I don't use Windows. And in the Linux world, there is different kind of models for how you release updates. Some Linux distributions have an update once a year. Some have twice a year. Stuff like that. But then there also is what are called rolling release distros, where there are no updates, no real updates. It's just everything gets updated all the time. Like when a change gets made, you can download the new thing immediately. It's not like, oh, you have to wait 6 months for 22H2 to come out so you can use the new version of some image viewer or something. No, if they change something, you'll almost immediately get it. Why not implement a kind of a feature into Windows where you could select I want the newest features all the time? Because some people want that. I want that. I'm going to switch to Tumbleweed eventually when I stop being fucking lazy. Or select the different mode where it just installs a major update once a year. Of course, that would be complicated to implement, but I think that's a cool idea. That would be a unique selling point compared to any Linux distro, because I don't know if there's one distro on Linux that does multiple ways of updating or of releases. But I think that would be cool. Or could be cool.
Yeah, my main concern is losing out on major useful features like the original version of Windows 10 rolling out without a video player. Baffling. And also just the major loss of information.
11? I don't know. Some Windows shit happens.
No, probably 11 as well. They probably did that dumb shit as well. Again, no lessons learned.
Oh, apparently I can talk a lot about Linux in the after show. That's a big topic. Smokey, hang on. It's not that long anymore. Do we have more to say on this topic? Well, actually, I do. I have something to say. If you buy, how much is an actual Windows license? Like an actual Windows license is supposed to be like 120 euro or something. It's like really expensive. And then ending up spending that every 3 years, I think that's a good model for Microsoft to make money, but I don't think a lot of users will like that. Now, I don't know how often people buy like new laptops and stuff, because obviously they come with Windows installed usually, but I don't know. And of course, there are like different ways of getting the codes. You could buy it from like a shitty eBay seller or something, but for like a tenner. But that's a different license, and some of those get like deactivated. We've seen this in the past with like keystore things getting deactivated and stuff like that. But
they only last so long.
I don't like this choice. I don't like this choice. Yeah. Especially because longevity in software is also important. Like, what is wrong with just keeping something up and running for, I don't know, 6 years or 9 or 10 or 11 or something? Why do they have to make a new version every 3 years? That will waste so much manpower just recreating the same thing again. But I don't care. That's a problem in Linux, by the way, too, because a lot of people just spend their fucking time repackaging the same kind of shit hundreds of times because there's hundreds of Linux versions. But there it kind of makes sense because it's all different versions. They all do different things, some better or differently, yeah. But this is just Windows again, slightly different Windows. What did you have to say?
Nothing. I thought we were just gonna move on to the outro stuff, so yeah.
No, we have to go to Days of the Year because we didn't do it in the beginning.
Well, I gotta keep consistent. What other lewd jokes should I make about obscure holidays? Let's find out!
Probably you can do something with National Cherry Day.
I mean... there's such a thing as low.
Oh, that's wrong, by the way. Oh god, that's I've made a boo boo. This is today. This is not a Monday. Oh no, I get fired. Oh fuck. Okay,
it's so low hanging.
It is.
It's so easy. It's so low hanging. It's touching the ground. It's so easy to make a joke there. That I'm trying to think
about
ahead.
Cherry Day.
I'm trying to make a joke about tying a cherry stem instead of just the obvious popping one,
Oh my god.
And it's but yeah, even then, it's it's too easy. It's fun where it's how do I find it, as opposed to okay, I don't know, lose your anal virginity this evening? It's almost too easy.
Well, it's the wrong day anyway, so all of you listeners, the other thing that I said before, randomly, I think before the first topic, that was also wrong. Because this episode is coming out on the 18th of July, and we just had the 16th. So what is the day of the year for the 18th of July, Monday? Well, the first thing is Insurance Nerd Day. If you have any friends or family who are insurance nerds, thank them for the work they do and see if they have any advice they're just dying to give you. That's good, I guess. People who know stuff that I don't know. I don't know anyone who's an insurance nerd, but okay. Lewd jokes.
Sorry, could you repeat all of that? I completely tuned out as I read something.
Insurance Nerd Day.
Oh god, nerd. I don't know, why is insurance a thing? It's paying for the worst that could potentially happen instead of paying a bit more taxes to ensure there's something that will get...
Oh my god, that's not a lewd joke.
It's not a lewd joke, it's me ranting. You could literally provide for everything you
say something like, oh, well, I'm gonna ask my insurance nerd about what helps against when you break your cock during sex or something like that. Just say fun things.
That's not a lewd joke. That's just like referring to genitalia. I could say stop busting a nut to the concept of insurance and just like pay taxes to a national fund that shows people get the services they need when they need it, as opposed to like, oh, you got hit by a car and you want like experimental surgery to like be able to walk again. Sorry, that's not covered. You're gonna have to get used to the chair. Like that is just fucked up shit, you know.
There is also National Caviar Day.
My instinct is to go to a cunnilingus joke there, but I don't know why. So is that more what you were looking for, Silas?
That's funny. Okay. It is also Global Hug Your Kids Day. Let's see what happens now. Let's see what happens. No jokes from Sod. Maybe he has passed out now.
I'm thinking, do I want to touch this or do I want to stay away from it with a 10-foot pole? Like,
do not.
I know. If there's one thing about National Hug Your Kids Day you shouldn't do, is having a talk about the birds and the bees whilst hugging your children.
Why is it the birds and
weird.
the bees, by the way, in English? That doesn't make a lot of sense, does it? Why?
In a purely grammatical sense, you're probably right, but like in terms of a mouthfeel when you're talking, it doesn't feel right to say the birds and bees. It feels instinctively much better to say the birds and the bees.
Well, that's not my point, though. Why is it birds and bees? Why? Birds eat bees, and then it's one left. What is that supposed to teach your kid? Eat your fucking mate.
No, it's just like a euphemistic way.
Why is it called that, though? Why?
I don't know. I've never had that specific metaphor told to me.
In German, it's the flowers and the bees.
That specific metaphor is like so far gone, I don't think anybody has heard it in like 30 years. But it keeps getting referenced in shows as a metaphor for like, you know, or just like a name to reference having the awkward sex talk without saying sex on a, you know, all-rated TV show. So like, yeah, I have no idea what the metaphor is about. It's beyond me at this point.
This one I think Sod can make some jokes about. It is also National Sour Candy Day.
Something AGHO, something pucker lips, something salty instead of sour. You can figure out the rest from there.
Okay. Then moving on to National Get Out of the Doghouse Day.
Now, this is just a horrible day. What have I said? No kink shaming. Do not belittle those into pet play.
It says, let go of your grudges and make any apologies you have to make in order to get out of the doghouse and repair your relationships.
What about the people who want to be in the doghouse? Who want to be treated like a good boy or girl? You're gonna force them out of that? You sick bastards. Just accept some people are into strange things compared to yourself. Do not judge them for it.
There's many days again. I don't know if we do all of them. It is Nelson Mandela International Day.
Yeah.
Nelson Mandela Day. Yes.
Just to reference what's it, Smokey there, because telling a kid bumping uglies sounds worse, though. Yeah, it's... People just find it very awkward to engage with these subjects.
Doesn't make sense.
It doesn't need to make sense, like, in terms of, like, on national TV, at least, you know? It just needs
American national TV sucks anyways.
It just needs to be code so everybody knows what they're talking about without tripping up the senses, you know?
Oh my god.
That's all it exists for now. I couldn't tell you what it existed for 50 years back when it was invented, but that's the only reason it's still around.
Why is it called the birds and the bees? Okay, apparently, relying on the imagery of bees pollinating, which is what the German one is, bees and the flowers, and eggs hatching to substitute for a more technical explanation of sexual intercourse. How have you chosen, accidentally, what is the furthest away from how from how humans have a baby? Humans don't lay eggs. Humans don't lay eggs. Why would you choose a non-mammal for this? That's not a good explanation. I guess another random thing that I can now say for the recording while Sword is gone is if you've enjoyed this episode so far, you can leave a review. Yes, you're back. Good. Leave a review, people. Also, send us an email on uploadingpod@gmail.com and tell us your opinion on Chrome OS being called Chrome OS now.
Yeah, just anything you have to say. Any stories you want us to cover, be sure to email them. And sorry if I'm being a bit redundant here. Please do follow us at all of the links that you can find in the description here. Solid Passion Gaming and Solid Passion Projects on YouTube, and also gaming is also on Solid Passion Gaming is on Twitch. Huge help for me and everywhere else you can find via my link trees. And everywhere you can find Silas, including Silas Does Linux.
Silas on Linux, that's the name of the channel. I'm not going to name the channel differently just because you think it's funny.
I would gaslight you. Do you think that's the name?
That's not going to happen. If we change one name, it should be the name of this podcast, because Spotify have released the data how their search algorithm works, and they said putting podcast in your title of the name of the show, really bad idea, because everyone does it, so the ranking organ thing gets confused. But okay. When you search uploading podcast, potentially it could get confused with other things that have also podcast in the name, but okay.
I want to keep uploading, so we'll probably have to work. How about... Actually, no, I'm not going to say this aloud just in case.
Don't be scared if at some point in the next 6 months the show is going to have a different name.
In the next 6 months? I thought this is something we decide on in like a matter of like 3 weeks or so.
Well, yes, but... maybe it's not going to happen. The outro music has begun. Do you hear it? Do you hear it, Sod? Do you hear it?
Nope, because I'm arguing with you about this.
See you guys. Have a good rest of your day. And stay safe, everybody.
Remember, always have wonderful orgasms. Bye! Ta-ta, auf Wiedersehen. Until we meet again. Bye-bye. I have to wonder, am I the audio lines on the top or the bottom?
You are. Wait. I am the top. You're the bottom. That's how it should
Really?
be.
That does exactly line up with your preferences. And welcome to the show.
That's not true. That's true. That's what I said. That's how it should be. That's not being edited in. That's not in.
It has to be edited in.
No.
For context, live streaming. This has to be edited in to the outro.
Trovo.live/Silas TV. Yeah, maybe
Like,
as the outro thing after the outro music.
Yeah, like an outtake. Like, do your intro now. But like that has to be in there somewhere. It's too good not to be.